Morning, guys. It's day 8. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. Um, well, I think day 6 was Sunday, which we still work the birds, but I didn't video then. And then, believe it or not, in the midst of all of this going on with the virus, we're trying to pack up and move. So, not far, but on another little farm we have with where our cows are and some more pecan trees. Anyway, as you can see by my shirt, I just wanted to share a little more information, and then I'm going to show you the chicks and see how much they've grown in these 3 days. We grow birds for Perdue Farms, and we have been growing chickens for a little more than 15 years, or about 15 years, somewhere close to that. So we've been doing it for quite a while. We usually get in at least 6, sometimes 7 flocks per year, so you can do the math on that, boys and girls. We're on our flock number 91 or 92, I believe, because like I said, it varies. Sometimes we get 6 flocks and sometimes we get 7. It depends on the size birds that we grow and how long we keep each flock. And that being said, there are different types of poultry houses, chicken houses. Some people grow breeder birds, which those are the moms, and where they breed the birds for laying of the eggs or the broilers. Then there are layer houses where they actually collect eggs, and then there are pullet houses that are kind of like between the baby stage and the grown stage that are used to send to the breeder houses. And what we have are broiler houses, and those kind of chickens are used for consumption. So, and boys and girls, that seems like a big word, which it is for you, but what that means is that we eat them for food. So they go into the food chain, the food industry. And Perdue comes and they send what they call catch crews to come in and get them once they have matured. What we call small birds contracts run for about 35 days or so, and we keep them for that period of time. And then the larger birds we keep for an extra week or so, about 42 days. We typically grow the smaller breed. There are particular outlets that like that smaller breed in the restaurants, especially like Chick-fil-A, Outback, Panera Bread. Those restaurants tend to like a smaller breast for the bun or the plate or what have you. And we Perdue contracts with many different industries, companies, and I named those 3, but there are many others, and also the grocery stores, of course, and Costco's and Sam's and places like that. So we never know exactly where ours are going, but you know, I love to tell people that we grow the Chick-fil-A birds, the Christian chicken. That's what I call it. So, but that's not, that's not completely accurate. We don't get to say where they go. Perdue fills the contract as it is needed, and we basically are the growers. That's what we're called. We're the growers. We supply the farm and the housing and the care and all of that is needed to grow them up and send them out. Perdue supplies. They bring the feed. They send the feed trucks, the chicks, of course, and the crews the trucks that come and deliver the chicks, and then the crews that come and catch them, pick them up, and take them to the processing plant. So there are a lot of different facets, elements, people involved. A whole lot of help we get to get them from hatch to market. There's a hatchery. There's the feed mill. There are scientists. There are all kind of people that work in this industry. So boys and girls, if you're interested in all of this, there are varying degrees that you can get. In fact, we had a young man who lived with us. I call him one of our other children. He lived with us for a period of time, and he enjoyed it so much that he went into the program for animal science and got his degree from UGA, and now has gotten his master's and works for another integrator. That's what you call the company. So we're excited about that, and to have been an influence and a part of that. And we've had several others, young people, work with us as well, that names we received from the local FFA classes, teachers, and we have really appreciated that, and hopefully we have been able to pass on some of what we do to be able to help them make some decisions, important decisions in their life. So we're glad to be a part of that. Another thing I wanted to share with you is the last video. I believe I mentioned something. I talked about what we do every day and the parts of it that are not always extremely pleasant, and so those that perish and those that we call, we do have to dispose of, and we have to go according to the guidelines of various entities, the company, EPA, USDA, all of that, the county. And so for us, our disposal system is an incinerator, which is basically like cremation. And we also, at times, depending on the burden, the load that we have, depending on sickness or the size of the birds, or as an example, back when Michael came through, we lost several thousand birds, and we dug pits, and you also have to handle those according to guidelines. We have what we call a flock supervisor. We're assigned a flock supervisor by the company, and they come in and just kind of help us take care, or mentor us, and just another set of eyes that come in and look at how the birds are doing, check them if they if there's any indication of their sickness. And so we have lots of help, and we sure do appreciate all the people that are involved in that. It's not just us doing it alone. And so we have people we can call. You probably hear lots of noises. Right now it's raining. Some heaters are running off and on. Our target temperature today is 85, and it's going to get like in the mid 60s today. So usually once you get past a 20-degree difference in outside and inside temperature, you'll also hear like this, you hear a machine running that opens the vent, what we call vent boards, which is kind of like open the windows to let air through. And so there are a lot of different sounds going on in here. Fortunately for you, you don't smell the smells and the aroma of the farm. We're used to it, and we don't mind it, and it's a part of it for us. I can tell that the houses are doing well. I don't have that ammonia smell, and that's a really good thing. But we do have to be careful on days like today. Once the humidity builds up, then we have to really monitor how much air we pull through to make sure that gets out of the houses, so that we don't build up ammonia and cake in here. So and I don't know if I've talked about cake, but that has something to do with the flooring, and I'll talk about that at a different time. It is day 8. So one of the elements I spoke with you about earlier was the light. And on day 8, our lighting changes. We were running all of our lights at 100% intensity, which has to do with lumens, and all of those are scientific things, and if you have parents that are interested in that, they can help y'all look that up. And they're off for 1 hour a day. That's in the darkness. Now we will decrease that intensity, not quite by half, but we will lower the intensity of the light, which causes them not to be as active, not to be consuming so much feed, but gives them time to rest and grow. And they will also get 6 hours of darkness. So they will be in the dark, sleeping. They will be able to mill around, because animals adjust. They have that nighttime vision, but they will not drink and eat as much. So it's kind of like we are. Our bodies need rest. As we're resting, we grow, things heal. It's the same way for a chicken. So again, I'm going to show you the houses. You'll be able to into the houses. You may can see a little bit now, but the chickens have they're growing every day. I've already raised my lines. I've already been in here doing my work for the day. You'll be able to see how they're continuing to spread out and fill in the area, fill in the gaps of the floor that you can't see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to speak to you boys and girls and moms and dads about today. As in between, since I've talked to you last, we're gonna apparently be together a little bit longer, but that's okay. We just keep doing what we're doing and look to each other and to the Lord for support, and we're going to get through this. It's all going to be okay. Maybe in some way, not only are you learning through this in different ways, and even hopefully this helps in that area, but you're keeping your mind occupied, keeping busy, and it's helpful in the process of being isolated and separated from the normalcy of life for us. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so you can see the birds and share a little bit more, and then we'll be done.